So I'm not a chef. You guys know this. My husband is the chef, but that doesn't mean I don't love bringing a showstopper of a dish to a party. And my superpower is being able to buy that showstopper dish. We do Christmas Eve with my mother-in-law, and she's Italian American, which means she goes all out with the 7 fishes and everything on Christmas Eve. And I know that she is not only an Italian, but an Italian New Yorker. And I ordered for her an Italian cookie tray for Christmas. It was 2 pounds of cookies. It's from Ferrara Bakery in New York. And I got this for her on Goldbelly. Have you guys heard of Goldbelly? It's this amazing site that I order from all the time where you can get the most iconic, famous foods from restaurants all across the US. They will ship anywhere across the country, and it's perfect for the holidays, for birthdays, for just a special day, gift giving, or if you're missing home, right? A little bit of nostalgia. The food arrives quickly. The quality is fresh, outstanding. And it's a really special thing to open up a package and get a little taste of home. So whether you're looking to make Valentine's Day unforgettable or turn game day into a one-of-a-kind experience with friends, go to goldbelly.com and get 20% off your first order with promo code Iliza. That's goldbelly.com, code Iliza for 20% off your first order.
Lemonada.
Ask Iliza anything. It's time to ask. Ask me all your questions. Leave them in the Instagram comment section. Leave them on your Twitter or leave them on your Facebook. We'll see them. We'll read them. Then we'll give you answers. You know it. I've got it. I've got the answer. The answer. You ask me. I'll tell you anything.
Happy New Year.
Every New Year.
There's always, I can never just have a clean start.
Just
You're
do
like,
it
you ready?
again.
I'm like, I'm ready. And then I'm like, let's do it. And you're like,
Go.
Happy New Year. Oh my God. No, you know what, Scott? Leave all this as evidence. What we're dealing with here on the production side. Happy New Year. We are weeks away from our whole new setup of this podcast. Gonna get it done.
That's
I got to bring
not
this shelf.
Interesting to
It is
anyone
interesting
that you're going to put a
because-
shelf.
Then I'm going to put it back. I'm going to make it nice. And people, I'm going to make it nice. I'm like a landlord. I'm like, we'll come in. We will do it. It's a rough New Year.
Yeah, what's
such
happening?
A bummer of an indicator of your New Year that like 40 people in Switzerland just died celebrating it
What?
in that Swiss chalet. You got to go. By the time this comes out, it's almost basically
Okay, I'll invest.
there's 117 people at a bar in Switzerland and the roof caught on fire. And people were like, whatever, it's just a small fire. And they all got trapped and 40 people died.
Those like nightclub things where people get trapped are very scary. The hive mind of people just trampling and blocking exits and just mushing up into a ball and no one leaving.
I mean, as you get older, you tend to go to those things less. I spent a bulk of my day yesterday at a Korean spa.
With your friend that knows
Few
the
friends.
good ones?
No, they were all white.
No.
But I do have a friend who is also Korean.
Yeah, you said you
Who
have
I
a
would-
friend who knows like the good spot.
Well, because she's fully Korean and she speaks Korean to them, and that's great. But it's funny, we went. It's like a hardcore Korean spa, but I did not see any Koreans. And there were black women, white women, tan women. Like the rest of us have caught on
Yeah.
to how wonderful a hardcore, fully nude. And I forgot this one was Olympic Spa, which is awesome. But it's only it's female only and it's fully nude. And I'm like, that's fine to like be naked with women that like you kind of have known for like a year, whatever. We're all women. But I was like, I don't want to meet a fan naked. And I ran into at least 2 women that I knew there, not naked, had my towel on because I was leaving. One of them was Bess Kalb, who moderated my conversation when I went to Harvard.
Yeah.
And so that was nice to see her. And then on the way out, a girl smiled at me and then her friend was like, she thinks you're funny. She didn't want to say anything, which I'm like, why would you ever be afraid of that? And I was like, well, it's better that you recognize me here than totally naked an hour ago because I would have hated that.
Yeah,
So.
that's to have people you weren't prepared for.
Yeah, someone's like, don't worry, there's no phones. I'm like, it's not about the phones. It's about like you seeing my naked body and being like, I don't like your post about Israel, or I loved you at the Comedy Store. Like, I can't, I just need
They come up like, I really love that joke about you're fully naked.
I'll tell you what, this one woman kept looking at me, like, not like in a weird way.
Yeah.
Like, maybe like, do I recognize her?
I don't want to go out and about naked. This sounds like a horrible hang.
One lady, not scolded us, but we were chatting and she was like, ladies. And we were like, and I go, I'm sorry, because it's a very quiet place. Oh. We weren't saying a lot and she was right, but I was like, well, I'll check getting scolded while naked off of my bucket list in 2026.
Was the scolder someone who works there or someone just there?
She was just there.
Good for her.
She was right. I was like, I said to my friend, I was like, what? May we all have that, be that self-possessed to naked.
Yeah.
Be like, excuse me, ladies. And also maybe all be as cool as me to be like, sorry, versus like, what? Right. Then you get out of the gold jade room.
I can talk wherever I want.
One of my friends didn't agree. And she was like, she needs to chill out. And I was like, she was right. We were yapping. She's trying to zen out. I get it. We can yap anywhere else. So then our mission became finding one of the rooms that no one was in so we could talk. And the one that was unoccupied was the snow room, which is just like a freezing temperature refrigerator room. So we just sat in there and just gabbed like 3 frozen chickens.
Oh, that sounds like a horrible hangout, but I'm glad you had a nice time.
Nice time. Got to see everyone naked. It was great. A nice time. And, God, I had gone for like a lymphatic drainage the day before. Like just taking this opportunity to like just do all the things I want to do.
That's all in your head, right? Not you made it up, but like all the draining is like your face.
You got to drain everything. You can drain your face, you can drain your body, whatever.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, we're back to being healthy. We're kicking it into high gear. And then we went to like 3 restaurants last night. Cut to me drinking a distilled goat milk cocktail at Mirate in Los Feliz and just eating chips. And I was like, I'll start tomorrow.
Have you had any more clafouti?
It was only the one clafouti. Anyway, it's we're into the new year now, and you can't go to Venezuela on a vacation anytime soon, and this is where we are. But I have to tell you, what?
I saw a post. I'm getting served a weird part of Instagram now, and it was people like, don't worry. The celestial beings have agreed because of our Metatronic healing, they will not let us get into World War III. They are protecting Earth. And I was like,
we're in it, baby. Maybe not you particularly, but we were out with some friends, and a friend of mine was like, I have a problem with a friend. And I was like, I do this, right? Like, no one knows I have a podcast. I'm like, and she proceeded to basically echo one of the questions we got on the last podcast. So this was the one that came out on New Year's, which was basically about being friends with someone that has a baby. And
I just had this conversation with someone after our episode. What was your conversation? I went to my friend who has a baby, and I was like, hey, I was just talking to Iliza about this, about how like, I want to treat you like a person, but also a mom, and also ask about your kid, but not only ask about your kid. She's like, you're so good. Like,
because that's your real friend.
Because that's a real friend. Right. But that episode, that question, I was talking about it last night. So, okay, please continue. Sorry.
Well, it's tough too, because depending on who's asking, like both people can be right. But basically my friend was saying, she was like, she's one of we'll call my friend, call my friend Tony.
Tony?
Oh, no.
There is. I didn't notice.
Oh, no. Hey, one thing today, now it's in my head. We'll call her Tony, and we'll call her friend Baloney. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
My friend Tony was like, who doesn't have kids, was like, Baloney just had her second kid, and we're all like part of a friend group, and we always invite her out. And the last 3 times she has canceled on me.
Yeah.
Day of, hour before. And I was like, it's all totally fair. And sometimes you don't want to go and you're like, I'd rather be with my kid. And it's all totally fair. I think this person really is, she's, I don't think she's a single mom, but I think it's just her like taking care of the kids and her 2 kids. And I was like, one of them's 4, one of them's 10 months old. I was like, that is so much work. And the friend and Baloney was like, but please keep inviting me. And Tony is like, I do, but like texts go unanswered. Like it's like, I was like, you're a person too. You're not obligated to keep inviting her. And it's like, what you can say to her is, you are always invited. So hit me up when you think you're going to want to do something. But I was like, it does take away from you. You feel bad always. You don't have an understanding. Like my friend Rebecca Searle, who we've had on the podcast, I was like, I didn't invite you to my holiday party next week because I know that you wouldn't come. And she goes, and I love that you know that about me. And like, that's a great understanding.
Yes.
Versus backing out or just not answering. And I was like, I was like, is there something deeper here? And Tony was like, well, I was like, I feel judged by baloney because I don't have kids, but I know Tony has been trying to have a baby for a very long time. And baloney is like, wow, you're always going out. Like, and so Tony feels judged. And I'm like, that's the only perk of wanting to be a mom and you're not, is that you can do whatever with your body and your time.
But baloney is not just, but baloney's now judging and trying to take advantage, like speaking out both sides of her mouth. Because baloney's like, mouth. Keep me, you're doing cool stuff. Keep me in the loop in case I feel like it. You have the free time to plan things. But also, aren't you doing a lot of stuff? And also, I'm not coming.
And she was like, I was like, yeah, that's not fair that she judged that. She's like, she also was like, you should see my fertility doctor. Her office is really nice. There's really nice flowers. And Tony, who saw my doctor, is like, my doctor's office is also really nice and has fresh flowers.
My doctor's office is full of dead leaves.
I go, basically, in a sense, your friend Baloney thinks you are bullshit. And she thinks of you. It's not like you're like some untethered woman that's like, maybe I'll have a baby for fun. Like I've been watching you actively try to have a baby for years. And all she sees are the snippets on Instagram when you go out on a Saturday night. She doesn't see you crying in an IVF office. She doesn't see you at the fertility doctor. She doesn't see and so for her, like for any woman to even think, oh, your effort is bullshit because I was just able to have a baby. I was like, you need to not be friends with this person until they can grow the fuck up. Or tell them exactly how you feel because that's not a fun hang.
Yeah, I think the first step to me would be being honest about like, you said I can keep inviting you, but when I invite you, I am mentally like accounting on for you being there. I'd rather not do it if you know you're not going to come. Like,
also, it's not like this, like just keep inviting me. It's like, why don't you let me know when you have,
right?
Yeah, that's a tough one. And if you're so close, you can be like, hey, I want to go out this weekend. Are you around?
Yeah.
Because it does take something out of you because it's a sweet thing you do. Like, oh, I wish I'd see you.
Yeah.
If a friend does it enough, you kind of want to stop being friends because it does feel personal.
Exactly.
Because part of being friends is doing shit with your friends that you kind of don't, like a hike, like I don't want to go, but I'll go.
Right. Or at least acknowledge it. Like if she was just like, yep, I've said no like 6 times. I'm so sorry. It's so unpredictable, but I will let you know when I have free time. Like, cause that's what I was like after 3 times of being bailed on, like, yeah, I'm just not doing it again. It doesn't feel good.
You have to have such status. Like that has to be your best friend since you were 3. Like Michelle never answers the phone.
Michelle's busy.
And I secretly do think she's doing it on purpose, but I will keep calling. And now I just do it to hopefully bother her.
Are you FaceTiming?
I don't FaceTime her a ton.
Okay.
But because she just got an iPhone, which is a whole other thing.
When she doesn't answer, do you harass her wife?
Sometimes I will do that. I'll be like, Grace, I need you to
go find her.
Yeah.
I'll do that. I tried to call my mom today to tell her gossip about someone from kindergarten. Because that's what is a mom like more? I called, she didn't answer. I called my dad, like, where's mom? He's like, she's at the store. I said, I have juicy gossip for her. Have her call me.
She wasn't moms always pick up. Moms aren't like.
My mom doesn't if she's out and about, she doesn't know that she has a phone.
Not my mom. I just have to say this because this is the Cozy podcast. It's been raining so much in LA and we had New Year's in the middle of the week. So we've gotten like extra days out of this Christmas break. Like it had New Year's and now we're recording this on a Saturday and it's just been raining nonstop. And I have been just fully indulgent in the deliciousness of nothing. I have cleaned and purged every corner of my house so that I don't have other things to do. Like I am just fully relaxed. So much so that when I went for the massage at the K-Spa, it almost didn't feel good because I was already in such a great mood that like I didn't need more relaxing. My holiday candle, I got that brand Nest. I bought this holiday pack and one of the candles was called Holiday. It's so scrumptious and I know scented candles are bad for us, whatever.
Who cares?
And it's about to run out and I burn it while Noah cooks food and I haven't taken down the Christmas lights yet and I'm just fucking living. Like this has been the best holiday season. Just the coziest, the best time. And we're
Good.
headed to Sundance. I'm rolling into it. So I'm just so happy.
I watched one of your stars, Garrett Waring, in a movie, and then Tom.
What movie? Why wouldn't you say the movie?
The Long Walk.
The Long Walk. He was great.
Long Walk. He's very good, and this will be a very different role for him. So
this will be great. And you were about to say Tom Welling, and I have to tell you,
yeah,
there is this semi famous among losers meme that goes around about Tom Welling and his mugshot.
That's
like
okay. That's what I was going to bring up. That everybody's
okay.
rushing to his defense.
Not only that, on at least 2 of these, you see me in all caps in the comment section. It's basically they show a picture of him when he was like a 22-year-old model, and they're like, "Oh man, look what time did," to showing him even just after a mugshot. First of all, the man is structurally stunning.
Yes, jaw.
Like you would pay to let him lay across your pelvis and just snap you in half. And that's a move. That's a line we took out of the movie. He's so beautiful.
Yeah,
I will be in the comments. I'm like,
what a
he's
smile.
National treasure. Leave him the fuck alone. Tom, you need to call me.
It is gratifying though when everybody's like, what the hell? Like he's a dad now and he still looks great. And you're not even using a new, like the mugshot in his older picture. It's not even like a 2025 picture where he's been looking amazing.
By the way, cut to like some paid bot and like an Indian bot farm making that meme. And we're just like up in arms. And it's like, thanks for interacting with it.
We're up in arms. You can't do that to Tom.
You can't. He is the sweetest brontosaurus.
He's so nice. Yeah. No, I always think though for the celebrity that like gets the everybody supporting them, it's like Matthew Lillard when Quentin Tarantino said he was a bad actor and Paul Dano. And then everybody's like, no, they're incredible actors. But I'm also kind of like, yeah, but now you all just keep bringing up that someone insulted me.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why I didn't send it to Tom. Because I was like, I wouldn't want to see this about me.
No,
like,
somebody's probably sent it. That's why I stopped. I was like, actually, does Liza not want to talk about how people are being mean to Tom? But then they all rallied, and now they're going to get to see him in a role in your movie, like you're going to see him steamy role.
It's not steamy, but it is magnificent, and we're ready for you guys now. We're ready for the questions. I'm stopping this. Gather round, children. I'm going to tell you a cozy story, a story about broth. I get cold. I get the kind of cold where I can't feel my fingers. I think my feet are going to snap off. And I came home the other day and that cold had gotten into my bones. I wanted something warm. And then I remembered that I had some Brodo in the pantry. Brodo makes bone broths that are so scrumptious. Each cup delivers whole food protein, about 10 grams per serving, collagen building amino acids, that's why we drink bone broth, electrolytes and nutrients to support gut health, immunity, joints, skin. And I will tell you, they come in these really easy to use pouches. I heated up their chicken bone broth in a mug and I just sipped on it. It felt so warm and so good. And I felt good after I drank it. And then the next night I went back for their rosemary lemon and I used that bone broth as a base and I added pasta. Noah added pasta. It was scrumptious. I would not be telling you about this if I didn't agree, if my husband didn't agree. They are not all bone broths, by the way. They have veggie-based broths as well. They have classic chicken, ginger turmeric. I recommend trying their sampler pack so you can figure out exactly which broth you want to sip on when. I know you're going to love it. Shop the best broth on this planet with Brodo. Head to brodo.com/Iliza for 20% off your first subscription order and use code Iliza for an additional $10 off. Once again, that's brodo.com/Iliza for 20% off your first subscription order and an additional $10 off if you use my promo code Iliza. You know I'm in favor of a capsule wardrobe, a minimalist approach. You know I'm in favor of buying quality items and having them for a long time. Well, you can start your new year with a wardrobe refresh because Quince has you covered with luxury essentials that feel effortless and look polished. The best part is the items that you get on Quince, you would be paying triple for on other websites. And I don't know if that makes you feel better, but that makes me feel incredible knowing that I got something of quality for honestly what it should cost. I got a pair of Australian shearling clog slippers for $58. $58 for gorgeous, comfortable, supportive clogs. Absolutely. And they keep your tootsies so cozy. I am loving these slippers and I am gifting a pair. I love the price. I love the quality. You need to shop at Quince. Refresh your wardrobe with Quince. Don't wait. Go to quince.com/Eliza for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/Eliza to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Eliza. People are always talking about self-care and wellness and things like that. But the truth is, a lot of times we are disconnected from our bodies. Just because you're taking vitamins or you're thinking you're eating well, it doesn't mean you're getting everything that you need. And a really easy way to help support your body is by trying Kachava. Kachava is a delicious shake. I love it. I love the vanilla. I love adding ice and a banana. I froth it up. I use that as my breakfast. It helps support all-day energy with 5 key vitamins and minerals. It helps fuel and replenish your muscles with protein and electrolytes. Great for those of you who fancy yourselves athletes. And it supports your mind and nervous system with essential minerals. Also your immune system with vitamin C, zinc, and probiotics. Kachava provides 25 grams of protein, 6 grams of fiber, greens, adaptogens, and so much more. It's all the good stuff your body craves in 6 delicious flavors like chocolate, vanilla, chai, matcha, coconut, acai, and strawberry. So if you're out there on adventures or getting wild, you can rewild your nutrition at kachava.com and use code ELIZA. New customers get $20 off an order of 2 bags or more now through the 31st. That's Kachava, KACHAVA.com, code ELIZA.
Hi, Liza and Emily. This is a long one, so pour that tea because it's complicated. Hi, 36, female. I'm married to my wife of 11 years, also 36.
They're both girls?
Both.
Sorry, I have a confession.
What happened?
I don't know what happened or why it fell, but basically my ring light is from like Allure magazine or someone
during COVID when they sent like a kit so that you would have good lighting for your interview. Yeah.
It's from it was like a Huffington Post or like some Viacom, some outlet sent us, this is in the beginning of COVID, a whole kit to do a nice interview, and they sent a ring light. And it's like a $13 ring light. And I've been using it for years, and it doesn't really, it's got a huge head, and it just fell over, knocked over a candle, hit the dog. Are you okay?
Did any glass break?
No, we're fine. Nobody cares. Move on. All right. So 2 women somehow.
2 women. You were just so shocked you flung everything up in the air.
I was like, does your senator know about this? Married for 11 years. I'm doing
married
the math.
For 11 years. 36
plus 36 plus 11. Okay.
We have a 6-year-old daughter.
Okay.
And have been living in Boston for the past 13 years. On my side of the family, I don't have anyone, which I'm used to. My parents died young, and my grandparents who raised me are also gone. I'm an only child, so I have no siblings. And my daughter, unfortunately, has no aunts, uncles, or cousins on my side.
My daughter, unfortunately, hates me.
It can be lonely, but I put everything into my family at home, so it's okay.
Okay.
My wife, however, has a huge family. She's one of 11 children, both parents still around, and there's constant family drama. Okay. Given my situation, it could be overwhelming for me to even hear about it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of layers to my question, but it really centers around religion. My wife grew up as a Jehovah's Witness, and her family is still deeply practicing. My wife abstained from the religion when she was a teenager and is still able to talk to her family because she never chose to get baptized. Otherwise, her family would have been banned from speaking to her if she officially left the church. She remains extremely close with them, and they talk every day. Her family weaponizes religion. They certainly hate me, not only for being a same-sex spouse, but have also made it clear they don't want my wife, who is Black, married to someone white. One of my wife's sisters has even referred to her as a single parent who had a test tube baby because she doesn't recognize me as a spouse or a parent to our daughter. Whenever my wife visits her family in North Carolina, her father always sits her down and reads her verses from the King James Bible and reminds her of her sins she's actively committing. I want to know how he gets her to sit down for that. He's like, okay, time for our Bible.
Let's read from the Bible of the guy who made his own Bible so he could get a divorce.
Right.
Let's read from that Bible.
She politely takes it. Back when we were 23 and engaged, her parents even tried to check her into conversion therapy, but couldn't because she was an adult and declined. Great. They're the type of family that sweeps all sorts of trauma, including multiple instances of sexual and physical abuse under the rug and hides behind religion. My issue is that while I support my wife's choice to remain close with her family, it makes me very uncomfortable to allow our daughter to have a close relationship with them. My wife doesn't see much of an issue as she's always had a degree of blindness with her family, and as a middle child is very passive with them and wants to keep the peace. Our daughter travels with my wife to visit them, and each trip is between 10 to 14 days at a time, several times per year. They will always accompany her family to the Kingdom Hall just to be supportive, but it still makes me nervous as I've known several people who have exited the church to describe witnesses as closer to Scientology than any other religion. How do I navigate allowing our daughter to have a relationship with her grandparents and extended family while not offending my wife by asking her to keep our daughter away from the same church that caused her so much pain in her own childhood? I'm not against exploring religion in a safe and respectful way, but this particular family has proved themselves as untrustworthy and unsafe. No need to keep me anonymous, Bree.
I don't know why I want to know whose egg the child is from. Is the baby half white? Is the baby a black baby? Is it her? Like, I don't know why that matters. I feel like in terms of, maybe I'm thinking, I don't know. I don't know why I want to know that.
My first thought.
But you didn't include it, so I guess it doesn't we don't need to know. Well, it's not that it doesn't matter, but you didn't include it. This is, well, what's your first thought? God, that's just so much to deal with.
Your wife needs therapy and needs to sort out her own self-esteem and people-pleasing and issues before it's going to come to your daughter. Because she is telling herself, she's lying to herself, my family's not that bad. She would not knowingly put your child in harm's way, but she is putting them in harm's way because her family harmed her and has affected how she thinks about herself and her life. And they invite her over and she sits there quietly while they read to her what a sinner she is and how awful she is.
That's so fucked up. And also your daughter sees that.
And that is so unhealthy.
And a 6-year-old cannot understand. Like they may say, I understand that I have 2 mommies and that's okay. But like you're taking in this external judgment. It's so, oh my God.
But you can't have that. Yeah.
Also, she's like being guilted into bringing this daughter for 2 weeks at a time, multiple times a year,
going to the church,
to be brainwashed in North Carolina. And I'm guessing you're not invited.
Correct.
And the kicker is, let's pretend this is a man and a woman. Let's pretend for a second that your wife is your husband. Okay, let's say your wife is your husband. Our immediate advice, if we're going to treat same-sex marriages the same as regular, as whatever sex marriage is, we would be saying to your husband, you need to stand up for your wife. So I don't think, I understand that she's passive or whatever, and she's afraid you don't want to.
And she needs therapy and like deconversion before, like the conversation about your daughter is never going to get anywhere while she still thinks that the way she's being treated is okay. She'll never see.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Is the reason that you don't go, that you don't accompany her on these trips because you feel like it's okay because you're white and they're black, so it's like okay to just sit this one out? Because you are that child's mother. And I would be like, oh, fuck no, my daughter's not going anywhere multiple weeks out of the year without me. But for some reason, it's okay because you don't want to be seen as a Karen and you don't want to be seen as an issue. Even if you are in a hotel, that child comes back to me every single night because I do not want this poison seeping into her head.
But this goes back to like that your wife is brainwashed because she knows that her family does not support the mother of her child and the family unit you have. And she's bringing your daughter there. Like she needs help.
Yeah, but Emily, we could say that for anybody that calls in. And that's going to be hard to say to a pretty passive, the wife, like it seems like a kind of a normal, just passive, sweet woman. Like you need to go to therapy because you're like, what do I need therapy for? I know that they're fucked up. It's like, but that's just a tough thing from the get-go to be like, you got to go to therapy.
I just don't think a conversation about the kid is going to get anywhere until they talk about the mom.
I want to know why you're not going on these trips.
Probably because it sucks. Do you want to?
Probably because it sucks and uncomfortable, but your little girl comes home from this like weird church they're going to, and she's been told her mom's a sinner and she's been told she's going to go to hell. Don't you want to be there to like field those questions before it all settles in? I think out of some sort of white guilt, you're allowing like a little bit of this to happen. And this isn't about not letting a child be with the black. It has nothing to do with the color. However, you are allowing this a little bit more than you would if it was a white family because you don't want to look like you're racist or there's an issue. I just think that it's impossible that doesn't play into it.
I think the bigger factor here is that they are such a big family and our question asker has no concept of how that operates. So has taken a full backseat of like, this is too much. I am not even going to step into this. I have no reference point for this family.
You know what? You've been with her for so long.
11 years.
That this cannot, I mean, you're writing into us and you don't want us to be like, this is your fault. But like you saw, I mean, things change when you have a kid.
Yeah.
But they probably were treating you this horrible before. And you can't just now that you have a kid be like, oh, well, I think you have to have a serious talk about your values and what you're comfortable with. And what you're comfortable with your daughter hearing and seeing.
Yeah.
And it might have to be, hey, y'all can come visit us up in Boston, those of you that don't hate me. But the fact that your wife, to keep the peace with people who fundamentally disagree with the way that she is genetically programmed.
Right, in the way that she lives her life.
And I'm positive that within this woman's family, she has to have people who are not ignorant and do know better. And it's okay to have people in your family who are like, I don't agree with that lifestyle, but they're not awful. But to completely, are you saying all of them do not acknowledge you as her legal wife?
Sounds like it.
Are they being kind to this child? Like, I feel like we're gerrymandering what we're kind of okay with and not, but I think that sends mixed messages to your child who's going to be absorbing this. And yes, there is a chance that like your wife, she'll grow up and be like, yeah, I don't like this church. I don't agree with these things. But that's a lot for a little kid to take in.
Yeah, you're right. I do wonder about they call her like a test tube baby or whatever. So I do wonder.
That's such a dated thing to say. Ugh.
It is, but it's also like, so do they not even, are they putting things into her head about neither of you being her parents? Like there's a lot. That a lot of things, nasty little things that are being said.
I mean, you're two women, so chances are you did like IUI or IVF. So even to say that, I'm like, I'm sorry, are you against that for straight people? Like, this is just the most ignorant thing ever. Like, that's what are you condemning? Most things that are good in this world started in a test tube, including vaccinations, including the reason you don't have fucking polio, including most household cleaner, including every chemical you use. So just back off.
Yeah, that sucks.
I think you have to really think about how do you want to live the next 12 years of your life with this child and this family. And you need to start putting some boundaries in places because this family knows that they can walk all over you.
Yeah.
Because you allow it. Also because the wife allows it.
Yeah.
And if they already hate you, you may as well, to quote the internet, be that bitch.
Hot question for the Patreon and the pod. Hello, AIA crew, Hot Scotty, and patrons. Yes, this came through our Patreon. You can sign up for a free tier or you can sign up for a $5 tier where you get little extra bonus videos and extra chat areas. And this is in the special chat.
Not a lot, just a little because it's only $5.
I have an insane situation coming up in April that I don't know how to handle. My partner, Bradley, and I have been together for 3 years and I have never met his dad. We are both in our late 20s / early 30s.
Okay. Is it?
I'm just going to say they're 30.
What was April? I just wrote the word April. Would you say anniversary coming up in April?
Insane situation coming up in April. So
for 3 years. Got it.
My boyfriend's father, Kurt, is in fucking sane. He has been married 3 times and moved to the Philippines to find a wife, then got chased out of the Philippines, probably for, so I'm going to read this as it says, probably for chesting or the girl's finding out he has no money. Maybe cheating? Oh.
No, it's definitely chesting.
I was like, is that a bad thing that like, passport bros, passport bros?
Mm-mm.
It's guys that go to other countries to get women.
Oh, you're like just like British expats? Ever been to Thailand? Okay.
No.
All right.
He's now in Thailand.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
He has not been on the same side of the county or in the country as me and my boyfriend since we started seeing each other. I've never spoken to him and have no desire to. Just one example of how insane this man is. He called my boyfriend and lectured him to make sure he wasn't masturbating because his seed should only be used to impregnate a woman.
What about a man? Why can't you impregnate a man?
WTF. Kurt also doesn't like me because I'm very adamant about not wanting kids. So that means his only son won't have any kids as long as he's with me. Oh, somebody asked what's chesting. It's cheating. It's cheating. Sorry.
We know it's cheating.
Okay. Anyway, this horrible human is coming to my area in April. I do not want to meet him. I do not care. My boyfriend hasn't gotten no contact because he is too much of an empath, which I love about him most of the time. What should I do? Tell my boyfriend, no, I'm not meeting him. Suck it up and do a dinner. I have no clue where he's planning on staying. I'm fully prepared to put my foot down that it won't be at my house. I don't know what he's doing in the area to be here for almost a week, but OMG, I do not want to deal with him. What should I do? And this is a question from Hannah. And we've gotten some context because guess what, Iliza? This is the paid part of Patreon. So all the other patrons were in there asking her questions. They're literally like, I think Iliza would ask you about this. I think Iliza
doing the work for us.
So,
all right.
So
Extra
Hannah
context.
goes on to say,
additional context.
my BF definitely realizes he's insane, but this is all the family he has left. And, or Bradley is the only family Kurt has left. So that's the empath part. He doesn't want to cut him off and then he'll have no one. If we ever get married, I don't think the dad would come. I don't even know if we'd invite him. I think my boyfriend would like to introduce me, but knows it will go badly. I think my boyfriend secretly hopes his dad would approve after meeting me, but I will have a real conversation with him and clarify if he wants me to meet him. I say this sounds like a good time. Go to this dinner, see what new conspiracy theories you don't even know about yet that this man is going to tell. If at dinner, this man's going to be like, you saving all that sperm, son? Like what?
Like over appetizers. Look, it's also possible that this person has like a major chemical imbalance and like has good days and bad days. You're in this relationship. You've been together for 3 years. This is about supporting your boyfriend. He does want you to meet his dad. He does because he loves you and he loves his dad. It, I think, would look very poorly if you refuse to meet this person at least once. If for only to confirm that this person is crazy, but this is what being in a relationship is. You go to your in-laws, you take your mother-in-law to the airport, you know, this is what you do when you're in a committed relationship. You've never met the guy. It will cost you almost nothing to go. It doesn't even have to be a dinner. You guys could meet for coffee. And then if that goes okay, you could join for dinner. I say he goes to meet the dad first. They can have lunch. There's a version where they do that. And the dad's like, I don't want to meet this bitch. And he could take that information back. And then your boyfriend hopefully
your sperm
would, where's she keeping it? In her cheeks? Then hopefully he'd protect you and be like, okay, don't come tonight. I think he goes to meet him first. Then you guys agree to a coffee, a lunch, something light.
And this guy, I think there's a 50-50 chance he doesn't even come to your country in April.
There's also that. I also think there's a 50-50 chance in person he's not as crazy. People tend to get like even crazier when there's distance between them.
Yeah.
You do have to meet him until there's a reason not to.
Yeah.
That's it. If our person before can be in like a full marriage to a family that like doesn't agree that she exists, then you can just have a coffee with the dad.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's one hangout.
Just one. Just go. Maybe it's not that bad. Maybe it's kind of funny. You know, he might like you and
Don't
just
have him to
disagree
your
with the
home.
way that, don't do that. But also he might be like, I don't like that you don't want to have kids. But people can disagree with choices and ideas without being a totally horrific person. And he might be a horrific person to be married to, and he might be horrific to women, but he might be totally fine around you and like love his son. Like we can compartmentalize these things. It's not like he's like a racist serial killer.
Right. And you're not like recommending him for a job. Like have this thing that means so much to your boyfriend. If your boyfriend wants to do it, you know, maybe your boyfriend will be like embarrassed by his dad not want to.
Let's see what he says. You know, put this on him. I don't subscribe to this internetification of these like really soft, like you need to protect your peace. It's like, just go. You're a fucking functioning adult. You can go and have the one coffee and be subjected to this person's like tepid craziness.
Yeah, the weaponizing of therapy is very funny.
Yeah. Just this idea that it's like, and you need to cut them out immediately. Like just go for the one. You're
Can
fine.
you hold space for me while I
hold space
visit
for my
this?
feelings?
No.
And I'll tell you something else.
I'm tired.
Go and then let us know how fucking batshit crazy
the
that
thing.
latte was.
Go with the thought of like, this is going to be so weird. Let's see how weird it gets, rather than like, oh, I'm so embarrassed and uncomfortable. Like, no, we want to know what
Go for the
conspiracy
fun.
theories he's got going. He's
Yeah.
got cooking.
How big is that tinfoil hat? Go for the fun of it.
Yeah. Maybe he'll make you one.
It's why I do most things I do. I'm like, I hope someone weird does something weird. I'm bummed out when I go to an event that just goes off without a hitch.
Yeah. You want like
No
one
one's
thing to go wrong.
People are always talking about self-care and wellness and things like that. But the truth is, a lot of times we are disconnected from our bodies. Just because you're taking vitamins or you're thinking you're eating well, it doesn't mean you're getting everything that you need. And a really easy way to help support your body is by trying Kachava. Kachava is a delicious shake. I love it. I love the vanilla. I love adding ice and a banana. I froth it up. I use that as my breakfast. It helps support all-day energy with 5 key vitamins and minerals. It helps fuel and replenish your muscles with protein and electrolytes. Great for those of you who fancy yourselves athletes. And it supports your mind and nervous system with essential minerals. Also your immune system with vitamin C, zinc, and probiotics. Kachava provides 25 grams of protein, 6 grams of fiber, greens, adaptogens, and so much more. It's all the good stuff your body craves in 6 delicious flavors like chocolate, vanilla, chai, matcha, coconut, acai, and strawberry. So if you're out there on adventures or getting wild, you can rewild your nutrition at kachava.com and use code Iliza. New customers get $20 off an order of 2 bags or more now through the 31st. That's Kachava, KACHAVA.com, code Iliza. The show is brought to you by BetterHelp. The new year is coming up, and I know it's a popular thing to say, like, new year, new me, but that's a lot. And the truth is, the new year doesn't require a new you. You're great the way you are. Maybe you just need a less burdened you, right? A less bothered you, a slightly more centered you, right? All we can do is try. And therapy helps us try. Therapy helps us identify what it is that is holding us back. And it gives you the tools to help adapt, whether that's with family members, interpersonal relationships, someone at work. Therapy helps by offering an unbiased perspective to better understand yourself, relationships, motivations, and emotions, and helps you stay a little bit more centered going into this new year. I love therapy. I have a therapist. I see a therapist. Just because I give advice doesn't mean I don't want to hear advice for myself, right? That's why I'm always talking about BetterHelp. BetterHelp does the initial matching for you. BetterHelp helps pair you with a therapist that is right for you. And if you aren't happy, you can switch at any time. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is one of the world's largest online therapy platforms. BetterHelp makes it easy to get matched online with a qualified therapist. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/Iliza. That's betterhelp.com/Iliza.
Okay, we have an exciting update, which is perfect for this episode. This is an update from an October 23rd, 2024 episode. Bass feels great in my liver is the name of the episode.
Red hot update.
Our question asker says, I wrote in saying I was thinking of having a baby on my own. Well, good news. I'm officially 13 weeks pregnant and going to be a single mom by choice. Thank you so much, Eliza and Emily, for answering my question last year. I spent time really thinking it over the last year and made the final call. So happy I did. But I will say no one can explain what the first trimester is really like till you experience it. What a wild ride. Haha. Somebody's having a baby because of advice on this pod.
That means we own part of that baby.
We get to pick the name. I want the name Turfle.
Yeah. You like Turfle?
That's what I named a hamster once.
I like Nostril.
That's not bad.
What about Pubis?
That's bad. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants a Pew.
I'm thinking of all the names I've given my dog. Rabin.
That's just a sound. I don't respect
that. Well, congratulations. And that's awesome.
That's very cool. Should I hold a grudge for my in-laws ignoring my kids' Christmas?
What? Oh my God, I gotta get reseated. I'm ready. My in-laws.
Dear Iliza and the crew, huge longtime fan from the very beginning of Eliza's career. Hello. I know. I've
That's a
written it
long time.
before and haven't been read. Probably because it was too long, so I'll do my best to keep it short and clear. I mean, okay, yes. If it gets to a certain length, Eliza, it's like
If it's too long, we assume you're crazy.
not
we
even
don't
that,
do
but
it.
it's just like I don't know what the pertinent bits are here. So
Right. Maybe okay.
sorry. But we're doing this one. I, female, 40. I'm
He's
married.
like, you didn't read it. It was too long. Long story short, I killed him. Okay. I, female.
40. Married to my husband, 45. And we have 2 kids, 7 months and 2 years old.
Oh, God.
My husband's parents in their early 70s are very youthful in the sense that they are not interested in playing the traditional grandparents role.
Okay.
They are very into themselves and what's going on in their lives. Still
Totally.
traveling often, completely emotionally consumed with their last living parents' failing health, still working, recovering from recent surgery, etc.
Their parents are alive. Wow.
Yeah. So,
Well, when you're that old, it means your parents had you at like 20. So their parents are probably just in their 90s.
his parents are 90s. Yeah. Needless to say, they've told us point blank, we didn't come to visit, to babysit. They live one state away. They get mad when I don't plan events around their doctor's appointments, which most of the time are blue light treatments scheduled months in advance and cannot be changed. From the, yeah, I don't.
Okay.
Both parents have so much acne.
They're so youthful. Okay.
From the beginning, they have generally been very generous gift givers, always sending gifts in the mail for special occasions. This time, it felt more blatant and hurtful. We recently had a few days overlap while we vacationed out of the country. We did not travel together. They spent a few hours here and there with the kids. By no means did they make sure to spend entire days with us to be with the kids. This is when they made the comment about babysitting and also got mad I did not schedule my son's upcoming baptism around their schedule. They have a history of being absentee parents that are totally self-obsessed, but it doesn't make it any less frustrating. Most of all, this hurts my husband. I know he is disappointed and sad that they are so hands-off with his kids. He reached out to them while we were traveling and expressed that he hoped they could spend as much quality time with as possible with the kids to make some memories.
They were there while you were gone.
So they both were out of the country and the days overlapped. So I think they met up in this other country. Now,
is that what they're saying? That doesn't sound like what they're saying.
It says
doesn't say they're out of the country together.
No.
But regardless, are you saying, okay, what are you saying? I don't really understand that. I'm just trying to understand if the grandparents are watching the kids or if the grandparents are around the kids and are question askers.
So they've spent a few hours together on this trip, but not full days. So it says, we recently had a few days overlap while we vacationed out of the country. We did not travel together.
I don't understand that.
So I think they both were out of the country. There were a few days
in the
where
same
they
place.
were in the same place.
Got it.
On a trip.
So they're on separate trips and they both happen to be in London.
And they said they spent a few hours here and there with the kids. By no means did they make sure to spend entire days with us to be with the kids.
Yeah, because it's a pain in the ass.
And I also
it's
need to
exhausting.
reiterate, Eliza, the kids are 2 years old and 7 months.
Yeah, so it's not a fun hang.
They have a history of being absentee parents that are totally self-obsessed, but it doesn't make it any less frustrating. It hurts my husband. He reached out to them while we were traveling and expressed that he hoped they could spend as much quality time as possible with the kids to make some memory.
And they're like, no, we want to see the Eiffel Tower. Yeah.
Well, so here's where we get into the problem. The response was, well, if your wife would stop keeping us from the kids, it would be possible. Because they're mad she's not planning like the baptism around their blue light acne treatments. Now, Eliza, I know what you're going to say.
You don't know.
Maybe I'm the problem, and I promise you I am not. And this was not true.
I wasn't going to say that. I think their answer is unhinged, as you could judge by my reaction.
Both my husband and I were shocked by this statement. I had been reaching out to them, giving them updates.
Oh my God, I know the answer.
Inviting them to wherever we were going. I never once tried to keep the kids from them. And even when the husband asked for them to explain that comment, Dad responded that I kept mentioning my 2-year-old's nap. This is also not true. On one occasion when they came to take her on a walk, I simply said she would need to go down for a nap sometime eventually. On Christmas, she called and made no attempt to FaceTime. We used to do this occasionally, but in recent months it has stopped. My husband even texted his mom something like, tiny angel baby. Okay. My husband even texted his mom, tiny angel baby didn't even get one present from grandma. She responded very defensively with, oh, you don't even try to give me a feeling of guilt when I just got home. I mean, he was trying to guilt her. They got home from the recent trip I mentioned December 14th. I know you're probably going to say to defer to my husband, which I'm doing 100%, but should I hold a grudge for them, not even trying to FaceTime the kids on Christmas Day? Should I hold a grudge for them completely ignoring this year's Christmas? Over the last year or so, they've also made comments about not, quote, competing with my mom, who lives in the same city as us and sees my kids often. My mom is very polite, would never get in their way if they were visiting. Yeah, they did not come to my 2-year-old's birthday party and tried to use that as an additional excuse. What can I say or do for my husband when he's genuinely hurt at his parents' constant distance and disinterest in our lives? Saying I'm sorry they did that just doesn't help. Sometimes I guess there's nothing I could say or do, but I feel bad. Let me know your thoughts. As always, thanks for everything you do. Sincerely, Jennifer with a V.
Jennifer. You're saying Jennifer with a V? And we're just gonna say nothing? Okay.
There's a few things here.
No, I'm gonna give you a wild take that is a hot take that is this is the only truth.
Okay.
This is the way.
Okay.
You hit the nail on the head. They are selfish. It is okay to, not all grandparents are created equal. Some are grandmas, some want to be mimas, some want to be like Grandma G and still fucking, they just are not the cozy grandparents that you want.
Yeah.
They are selfish. And what is happening is they will use any single moment that you stumble as a way to validate the choice they were already going to make. They don't have the guts to be like, we don't want to go. We don't want to hang out. So we don't know, the nap time, this nap time, we're unfamiliar. They have the things that they want to do.
Yeah.
They want to be selfish. They want to do X, Y, and Z. They don't want to come if they don't want to come. They don't want to have to do things that they don't want to do. And so rather than just be that and be honest with you and be like, well, we actually wanted to go on our own trip and we don't want to do that. Instead, they're kind of manipulating it to make it as if all the little things you've done are reasons that they don't want to be involved. We don't want to compete with your mom. And you're like, well, no one said you had to. And that's never a vibe my mom gave out. Rather than communicate, they are using the things that you already have in place that are small things to make it look like you are the issue. And I bet if you look back and think about a time maybe that you did make a plan or try to do something in advance, there's always something. There's always a reason, or they're not firm with their plans because they, and in particular the grandma, likes to keep things kind of fluid and open so that they can pivot and always sort of get to do what they want to do. And so any sort of hiccup or inconvenience, if the grandma really wanted to be there and watch the kids while they napped and feed them, she'd be like, no problem, I'll just show up. But instead, oh, well, you scheduled the baptism at the wrong time, or we already had this. Oh, the nap. Oh, you did this. You're keeping it. Well, we're here. There is nothing you can do to change these people. This is what they want to do. They are entitled to their free time at this age. They've lived their lives. They've always been selfish. All you can do is say, hey, here are the things that we're doing. We would love to have you. You be crystal clear with your plans. That way they can't manipulate it. Well, you didn't say 1:00, so we assumed 3 was too late, so we just never flew in.
Yes.
You be crystal clear and you expect very little. That way, when they can show up or do something, it's like, okay, that was nice, but you need to see these people are telling you exactly who they are. And so you combat that with being crystal clear in your schedule. And you can also stand up for yourself and be like, I just want to be clear. You guys are always welcome. We love you. We have set schedules. A nap for a baby is the most important thing. Your world revolves. There are so many things we do not do, places we don't go because our children, it is like a solid nap, 1:30 to 3:30. And that is important for their brain development,
Yeah.
So that is my answer to you because I know what you're talking about.
Okay, but here's what I will say, because it's a little muddy for me in that, yes, Iliza, you're 100% right. When they started saying like, oh, well, we thought you didn't, that's really shitty behavior. However,
it's putting it back on you because they don't have the balls to be like, we don't want to.
Yes.
And we didn't want to.
And I don't like that. But I want you to take a step back, question asker, and look at your side of it, which is, You're upset that when they come over, it's only for a few hours and not a whole day to spend time with a 2-year-old and a 7-month-old. Now, are you disappointed because you thought the 7-month-old was going to have so much fun spending a few more hours, grandma and grandpa? Or are you upset because you didn't get some time without them? Do you know what I mean? I don't think you're dying for these people you don't like very much to spend more hours with your children in your presence. I think you want time that's grandma and grandpa time. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But that's my take, because also this message to grandma, tiny angel baby didn't get any gifts from Gram. What was he thinking what conversation was he trying to have?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Are you trying to guilt her? Did you want a gift? Like, you also cannot you have to stop wanting things from these people. And it has to be when they choose to give you a gift, which is their way of saying, I love you. That's a great thing. There is part of you as a mother that's like, hey, I've created this beautiful family with your son. My mom wants to interact with them, or the other mom wants to interact with them. And you want to create that foundation. You want that 2-year-old to love their grandma and grandpa. As a mother, I totally get those things. Every grandparent will parent in their way. And you have to allow for that. So what you need to do, make yourself clear, make it super crystal clear to them in a very sweet way that that's not a fair charge that you're keeping them from them. Mm-hmm. But you need to expect nothing and ask for nothing. And make it clear that they're invited. But this thing where you're like, and I'd love a gift, then if you want that, if you want those gifts, if you want money from them, whatever you want, then you also have to be okay with the way that they are. That's the exchange. But if you want nothing from them, then you don't have to take anything from them.
Yeah, I also do think when the kids are a little older, these grandparents might actually be more interested in them because they're the kind of selfish, self-centered, they want to talk about what they want to talk, they want to do what they want to do. So when the kids are a little older and can do more and can have conversation, I think they might be more interested in them as people than as little babies.
Is not online. A 2-year-old is barely online. They are a danger to themselves and others.
What memories did you think they were going to make spending more than if they spent a few hours with the kids on their vacation?
That's fine.
I don't know what else you want them to do.
And you know what? She's right. It would be nice if they were like, do you guys we can watch the kids for a few hours while you and your husband go have a drink. But they also are entitled to a vacation, and you brought your kids. And now is the time that you realize you are on your own unless you pay for childcare.
Well, no, because they have her mother. But also, remember
but not all the time.
These 70-year-olds are taking care of 90-year-olds. Are you going over to hang out with their 90-year-olds and take care of them so that the parents can get a break?
Totally.
They're doing their own care. I just think, Iliza, you nailed it. Don't have expectations.
They are not going to be your mom. They are not going to be the grandparents that we see in Hallmark movies. You have to be okay with that. Mm-hmm. You have to clear your good name because it's fine if they want to be selfish, but they cannot do it under as a reaction to you keeping everyone from them and stuff like that.
No,
absolutely not. Mm-mm. So I think that you reach out. You're like, hey, I just want you guys to know. I feel like there's been a lot of weird confusion. There is you almost want to say this instead of text it. We love you guys. We want to see you when we want to see you. And if there's something big coming up, we will let you know in advance, which is just going to give them more time to plan why they can't make it. But you're always invited. No pressure ever. That's it. What you're doing is saying I just need you to know that I'm not actively trying to do anything.
Yeah.
And you know what? She doesn't even think that. She's just saying that. But fucking let her think that. What's she going to do?
Yeah, they suck.
They're just different. They're just not the grandparents you thought they'd be. And it's a bummer, but they might come in handy. Like Emily said, they might be the ones that take your kids fishing.
They like traveling and stuff. They like doing nice. I feel like when your kids are, as you said, online, they might hang out. They might go fish. I just think just wait.
It's a lot.
Don't kill the relationship, but they're not our mind readers. And also they don't want to do the stuff that you don't want to do. They're not your assistants.
Nobody wants to take your kid to the bathroom. Nobody wants to change your kid's diaper. No, when my own parents visit, I'm like, is no one going to even offer? And the answer is no. They're like, we did this.
Right.
And that is true. You choose to have children, and yes, it takes a village, but at the end of the day, nobody wants to get up with your kid and even walk them to the bathroom while they're eating. Nobody wants to do the shitty things.
No.
I get it.
Hi, Liza and Emily. I, 39 female, am pregnant with my second child. The pregnancy was planned, not a surprise. My husband, 3.5-year-old son, and I live in a down-to-earth neighborhood in New York City. The other moms are also career women in their mid-late 30s, early 40s. We're on a later round of having the second child, most opting for a 1.5 to 3 year age gap. So I've got to somewhat see my friends adjust to the change. The second child kind of seems like an afterthought or just along for the ride. They're not mentioned as much. Everything is tailored around the older kids' interests, friends, schedule, no big birthday parties. Even the mom's Instagram seem to showcase the older child more. It doesn't seem like gender influences this either. Like if the first was a boy and the second was...
No, we understand what gender influences.
Was the girl they always wanted. The firstborn still takes center stage. I get that toddlers are much more interesting and have much more of a personality than babies, as we were just discussing. And the first time is much more special, but it's definitely making me feel a certain way. My husband and I are both oldest children, and while they definitely wouldn't admit it, I think I'm the favorite of my parents. My son is my mini-me and just fits right into the family. I get that your heart expands in ways that I can't quite grasp right now, just as I couldn't possibly understand how much I love my firstborn. I noticed that you mentioned Sierra a lot more than Ethan. Do you have any thoughts or reassurances on this? Am I just too much of an outsider reading into this? Signed Overthinking L, and their Patreon account is anonymous.
Overthinking L, you don't know till you go. That's it. When you have a toddler, you have like a mini-me person and every day is new and they're becoming a baby is a lump of oatmeal for a very long time. It doesn't take away. And you know what? Like, I didn't really have, of course you love your children, but like Myrna was here with Ethan. Like sometimes you'd see him, sometimes not. Like I hired someone to do the hard shit. I don't feel bad about that. And now that he's about to be 2 and I'm spending more time with him, I'm like, oh, you're joining the party. Like you're on the team. But for those first 2 years, and you just did it with a different baby. Like, it's just not as exciting. This is 100% normal, common. And you will decide, you will have a special bond with that baby because they will have all their own stuff. And it just takes a while. But it's a slog. It's like another baby. You're doing all the things you just did. And it's no fun. And they're just there. And then you're trying to like keep it alive. And then one day, he looks at you and he says something. And you're like, oh my God, like, you know the Spanish word for shoes? When? I picked him up today and he went, hurt. I was like, I'm hurting you? And he was like, yeah. Like he told me I was hurting his leg. Like,
how'd you pick him up?
I set him down too hard or something. Like,
just flung him.
It's so magical to see the differences, but don't worry about the fact that you're judging your friends because that baby will get here and you'll see how tiring it is. And this other baby is like on the verge of being a tiny person and you've known them for so long. Like you have to get to know this baby. The second child never gets the birthday parties. They never get the fun clothes. They never get any cool stuff because it's exhausting and it's totally normal. And I'm also the eldest and the coolest for sure.
But also you talk about Sierra on this podcast because she like speaks words.
Also because she's a girl. So she's been speaking a lot longer than Ethan. And it's my first time. So everything is this incredible delight. And Ethan's doing it now and it's all in different ways. But your first love was that first baby.
Yeah. I also think on social media, if you're looking at your friends' social medias, they want to put the most like quote unquote interesting thing. So when the baby was new and it was their first baby, they're like, oh, this lump of oatmeal, it's mine. Check it out.
It's
now
mine.
they're like,
Isn't this
okay,
amazing?
I can have as many lumps of oatmeal as I want. It's like not, so why are they going to post about it?
Like I keep a Google Doc of things Sierra has said, like for her whole life, things she's done, things she said, like a baby book. And I like had to force myself to start with Ethan and I have to like force myself to write stuff down because I don't want him when he's 10 to be like, where's my baby book? And I'm like, it's this Post-it right here. So give yourself some grace. And you know what? Maybe that baby shows up and you're freaking out and you're over the moon, but almost 100% of the time, the second baby is just, okay, let us know when you're on the team. Let me know when you walk.
Get interesting.
I know. Couldn't tell you Ethan's first word. Couldn't tell you Sierra's first word, to be honest.
When it wasn't hurt.
It's written down. It wasn't his first word. But he expressed himself. It was very cool.
Yeah.
Hurt.
So sad. All right. Top of the cob.
It's the top of the cob. We're doing it right every day. You just take a bite. Top of the cob.
Oh my God, I got a good one.
Okay, we're starting with bottom.
Let's start with tops because my top is a short one, and it does feel self-serving, but
I'll
go first.
Okay.
My top of the cob is my husband's grandma. Her name is Carol. So it's his stepmom's mom is moving out of state. She's awesome. She is probably in her 80s. And she was like, I'm moving into a house in Ohio and my granddaughter's excited because I have a finished basement. And I was like, how old is she? She was like, she's 15. I go, she's excited to have boys over. She was like, really? I go, yeah, grandma's going to go to bed. We're going to sneak in boys. And she looks at me and she goes, well, then she's fucked because I'm not letting that happen. And I was like, that's awesome. Carol's the best. And
I want to go to her basement.
I'm going to go to Carol's basement. I brought Carol an aura frame.
Oh, that's
because I have one.
Yeah.
Because they sponsor the show. And I do not gift all things that sponsor our show. But I was like, she loves our kids so much. And I was like, this is the perfect thing. And she's pretty technologically adept.
She's very good. She's the one on Instagram, right?
Yeah, she's active on Instagram.
Funny, yeah.
She taught herself how to like be on these things and edit and all this stuff. And I preloaded it with pictures of her from the last few years, her with the kids, just like memories that I had on my phone. Mm-hmm. And I had a little message that said, I had to give it to her when she was here, but like, hope you're all moved in. We'll miss you, Carol. And she was so overwhelmed. It was such a perfect gift. I set up the account. I walked in the house. I was like, I have your Christmas gift. I need your phone. And she like learned how to use it and I can just send. And so she gets to be involved, a part of our lives, even though she'll be in another state. So it was actually really special to give a gift that actually meant a lot to someone. And I was happy about it.
It's especially perfect because she engages with like your photos, but what you post on Instagram, you cover the kids' faces. So it's like you're then sending her the kid. Like that's so perfect for her. She gets the other side of it.
And she immediately uploaded like her personal pictures of her kids. It was just great. So Aura Frame, of course, you can use code Iliza for $35 off. They did not tell me to tell you that. I'm telling you because it is a very cool gift.
Okay, my top of the cup is I beat Indiana Jones and the Golden Circle. And the puzzles were just the right level of like, it took me a minute to solve some of them, but I didn't have to Google it. So I was like, this feels good. I'm getting my little puzzle solved. I'm punching Nazis. So that was satisfying. It was a good game.
But did any of their faces melt off, like in Raiders of the Lost Ark?
No, I didn't get that guy. A guy kind of exploded, but it was a different mission.
No.
We weren't getting that piece, whatever he got. The face, what melted the faces? Was it the Ark of the Covenant that melted the faces? So, yeah.
Okay.
It was satisfying.
I love that. Fantastic.
Top from a fan. Free wine while getting a pedicure. Unsure how it's legal, but they poured me a big glass of white wine and I feel like I'm in a Bravo TV show. I love that feeling.
I look for that in LA. I'm like, where are the spas where I can like really get pampered? It's even hard to find a massage chair. Like some of them do these like big fake thrones that are like 90 degrees and they look nice, but it's not. I want a full Vietnamese run, champagne, pay extra for a massage, upgrade, like upsell me, decadent, indulgent. I want someone to come around with a thing of sandwiches I can buy. Like I want to spend some time there.
Settle in.
I do get served these ads for this spa, of course, in Atlanta. And it's this guy and they're massaging his beard. Great. And he's smoking a hookah. And I'm like, that's disgusting. And they're pouring champagne on his legs and putting oranges on his legs for a pedicure. And people are like, it looks like they're roasting a duck. But I was like, that's for dumb people who don't know what to do with their money. Pouring champagne on your legs, I'm good. But I also want that.
Okay, bottom of the cup.
My bottom. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
It's two things, but they're in the same family. You'll notice when you get packages, like a box, whatever you ordered from a company, to seal the box, it will be a clear plastic circle. Often like on the edge of the box.
Yeah.
They're impossible to get off.
You gotta just slice them.
If I don't feel like getting a scissor, you can't get it off. I always end up ripping the box. These things hold like cement. That and anytime a bottle comes with a sealed, it's like the white top with like the metallic thing under it. Like if you got like a bottle of oil.
Yeah.
If there's no tab and it's just sealed and you're like, I'll just hit it with a pen.
Yeah.
Companies, like their job is not for you to take the seal off. Their job is to seal it so that their product doesn't leak.
Yeah.
But anytime those clear stickers that are on everything that you cannot peel off with your fingernail, it just drives me crazy.
Yeah.
That's all. I end up ripping boxes. That's my top.
My
top.
Bottom. It's your bottom.
Sorry, it's a true bottom.
My bottom is my printer broke because Rosoli kept sleeping on it.
My bottom's a
and
printer.
I want to fix it.
No,
it's a printer and I can't get it to work. It's like, there's no paper in here. There's paper
What are you
in
printing?
there. Did you check
Why
the
do you have a
rolls?
printer?
I'm trying to print things to mail.
What?
Special labels. I want to sell things on eBay. I haven't done it yet, but
order them and have them just shipped to your house. Have the labels just shipped to your house.
no, that's not how it works. And then I bought labels on Pirate Ship to ship my friend his comics.
Oh, you have to
I
print
need
the
to print
label.
them.
Why didn't you write it by hand?
Because it has like QR code and stuff on it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's awful.
It's not just like the name. It's like a prepaid label, so it has all the info attached.
First of all, it's bullshit that any of us need a printer in 2026. It's also bullshit that nobody has disrupted this industry in the way that like Casper disrupted mattresses and how every industry has gotten a facelift. Why is nobody? What's Big Ink doing?
Let's make, because I was like, oh, I'll have my mom print it at her house. And she's like, we're out of ink.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Always out of ink. And what sucks is like everybody prints in black and white. And it's like,
yeah.
sorry, you're out of color CMYK cartridges. I'm like, I just need the black.
Cyan.
I don't need fucking cyan.
I know. Let's start. Can we disrupt the printer industry?
I'm sure there's something out there.
You have the money and I'll do something. Yeah, you invest the capital.
We could print money.
Shark Tank.
Hey, Sharks, are you giving a business presentation in 2001 and you need a printer?
Hey, Sharks. Okay.
Bottom.
Fan bottom. Falling asleep in a weird position and waking up with a pinched nerve in your back.
Yeah.
I woke up early to find my cat not sleeping in my bed. Found her out in the living room on the couch. What? You don't want to sleep in my bed? Okay, fine. I'll follow you to the couch. I don't know what I did, but I woke up later so sore and could barely move. Finally calmed down later that day with Advil and a heating pad, but still, I'm only 42. I should be able to sleep on the couch and crowd my cat just like she does to me. Worst part is I won't learn from this because I love this animal so much. It's so funny. You hurt yourself trying to bully your cat, which all cat owners bully their cats. You were trying to she was peacefully asleep and you were like, I'm going to get in there just like you do. And now you're injured.
As someone who has a permanently hurt foot, I'm going to tell you this. As a 42-year-old, you don't get to say only 42. I thought you were going to be like, I'm 28. I'd be like, you're fine. Nope, this is what happens. And I think is it Sophia Loren that has that quote that's like, as long as you don't make that noise when you bend over, you'll never be old. Like like I think about that.
I'm like, my bag too.
I'm like, does Sydney Sweeney make this noise when she bends over? Like, how does she pick up something?
There's this improv guy, Dan Lippert, who's like very tall and he has a very deep voice and he's very funny. And there was a podcast I was listening to where he was talking about the sound when you like sit down on the toilet or something. It was just, like it was just such a like.
A lot of people talk about that. Sorry. All right. Well, we'll be back soon. Please keep those questions coming in. And we're going to make it easier to send in questions with our new producer. We're going to...
How is it not easy? Comment on the Patreon or email Ask Iliza.
I'm going to post about it on my Instagram.
gmail.com.
So that people who don't necessarily listen can... Because we can still read the questions.
Fine. We're going to get more and more posers and not truckers.
One, come to our seminar. Free deli platter.